to another Cake Life vlog. Today is Wednesday. I am in the studio, as you can see. I have a wedding cake to make this week, and it's one that the couple do not know what the design looks like. So lovely Gemma, who's booked it, it is her brother and sister-in-law's wedding this weekend, and she was in charge of booking it and basically designing what they were going to have. She did say they were massive Disney fans, so we were originally going down the Disney route, but then she thought like maybe she was going a bit too hard, so scaled it back a little bit. Now Gemma sent me a doodle, and I'm not gonna lie, when somebody says they're gonna send me a doodle, my heart does sink a little bit, but there are good reasons for this. Our job as cake designers, the clue is in the title, we design the cakes because we know what we can make, we know the scale, we know how big the cake needs to be for their numbers. And when somebody says they're going to send you a drawing, more often than not, it's not going to work as a design, i.e. it doesn't quite gel together what they've drawn. Maybe they've drawn, like however you draw something doesn't always translate into cake. So you can draw something as tiny as you like, but when you come to make that as a figure, it'll need to be a certain size to be able to get that detail on. And then that size of figure might not exactly fit where they've drawn it. So there's a whole multitude of problems when you try to make somebody else's drawing into a cake. A lot of the time they can draw the tiers too high or too flat, and they can fill one of the tiers with a design and it might not fit. So you can get where, you see where I'm going with this. However, what happens in 9 out of 10 cases is that it doesn't work properly. Gemma though has been an absolute star and she said she drew something up and sent it through to me, and I was blown away. She literally designed the cake just how I would have designed it. And she went back through all of my previous cakes and literally just hand-picked little bits she liked from my other cakes and put it all together, and it actually worked. I was well impressed. So all I've done is very minimally tweak it just to make sure it works. Very minimal tweaks, but this is one drawing I'm very happy to replicate. It actually makes it all the more special because Gemma has been in charge of this. It's nice that she has pretty much designed the whole thing. She can say she designed this cake for the couple. So that's what we're working on this week. I have my cakes with me today. I am making the filling, making some ganache and ganaching them today. Usually on a Wednesday, that's as far as I get. I make the filling, I fill them, I ganache them. It takes me a while to ganache like the sharp edges, and then sometimes I get round to covering them in sugar paste before I leave at the end of the day. So that's Wednesday. Brought my dinner down with me today, mine and Adam's dinner up there. We just saw some noodle curry pots. But I'm going to pop the radio on and make a start. I have another visitor in the studio. If you have watched these vlogs before, you'll know I have a problem with wasps, it seems. There's a lot of wasps that congregate outside this window in big swarms. And from time to time, they make their way in the studio, and I don't know how, because the windows are all completely shut. There's no gaps, no nothing. And there's an absolute beast of a wasp behind these nets. So I guess the first job is to catch him and let him out, but I would love to know how on earth they're getting in. He is quite a beast. 3:30 and they are all done. This one doesn't have a top because this is a top tier and it's going to have grass over it, so it just makes sense to actually cover it in grass rather than cover the top and then put extra sugar paste on it. But these two have been airbrushed. It's to replicate kind of sky in the background, so what I do with my airbrush to do that is just swirl the airbrush, so you've got like a light cloudy effect. You can of course use the ripped paper technique like I used in the last vlog for the Nightmare Before Christmas tier, but for this one it's more of like, it's almost a little bit tie-dye-ish, and you literally just spray it in random little circles all the way around, and then this one is just covered in Renshaw's green, which was very, very soft this time round. Also, through the post, I received the Cake Masters magazine. It's the October edition, so they sent me a copy because I'm in this one. It doesn't have page numbers on mine, but so this will be 60 and 61, and it is all about my studio. So you can read all about my storage, my thoughts on having workspace versus working from home, and some pictures as well. It's the purple one you're looking out for with the little tree stump house on the front. Had tea and I'm getting ready for a night in the corner of the couch. It is 7 p.m. and I have been trying to find a Spanish, or assume it's Spanish, Christmas song that used to get played on our Whisper, the Alexa. And it was some sort of Christmas radio station. It doesn't exist anymore, but they played a couple of foreign Christmas songs, and one of them was really, really good, and I cannot for the life of me find it. It was very upbeat. It was sung by a woman. I don't know if there were like kids in the background singing as well, but I can't find it. But I did find, don't know if you can see that middle one there with that bloke, Ven a Cantar. Don't know how you pronounce that. That's a very good one if you're looking for a foreign Christmas song. That's a very good, catchy one when you've listened to it a couple of times. But if anybody knows of any other Spanish, Mexican, I literally have no idea, upbeat songs, please leave them below because I cannot find it. But I'm going to catch up with some Disney vlogs next because we have a few Disney vlogs to watch, catch up on, get info and tips from them. The hot water bottle will be going in bed at about 9 p.m. to warm the bed up. We have teddy bear blankets on there now, teddy bear sheet, teddy bear duvet, teddy bear pillowcases, and a long hot water bottle, and it is absolute bliss. I so look forward to getting into bed. But I think I'm pretty much caught up with my emails and my cake drawings now, which is why I can sit down. And I'm not going to do any more sewing yet. I need to sew all my clothes and alter them if you watched the last vlog. And I'm just waiting for a little chalk pen to arrive that I got from Amazon, because those dressmaker pen things, or them pencils, they're like crayon pencils. You can usually pick them up from anywhere, and I just cannot get them to transfer onto the fabric. You just can't see them at all, and I don't want obviously to use Sharpies or anything because it will just stain all the clothes. So I've ordered some special chalk ones that come in different colours. So I'm going to wait for that to arrive before I start hacking at any more clothes. It is now the next day and I have stacked the 3 tiers on top of each other. We're still waiting for a little bit of grass on the top. But whilst the tiers are sticking themselves together with ganache, I have been working on my holiday documents. So I picked these up from the range. I already own these because this is what I keep my order forms in anyway. I think I got these ones from either eBay or Amazon, and then I found the exact ones in the range. They come as a pack of 5 and you get blue, lilac and pink, obviously 2 of the same colour. But I bought them for my holiday documents because I didn't want to take A4, because who wants to be trying to wrestle with an A4 folder at a desk or at the security bit or trying to get it out your case. So I definitely knew I wanted A5. And I'm pretty chuffed because it's not all in here. There's lots of information missing. I can't actually print them out yet. But so far we've got our COVID vaccine, our security fast track codes, our Esters, parking. This side we've got Disney, there's going to be Universal. I've obviously got boarding passes and whatnot to put in. Now I know you don't actually need to print a lot of this stuff out because it is digital. But it's just having that peace of mind that it is in paper form if your battery dies or if you've got no Wi-Fi or for some reason something just doesn't work, because I am in a couple of Disney groups. I'm keeping my eye on all sorts of bits of information, and there has been the odd time where somebody said maybe their Esters, they couldn't find it digitally, so then they requested the paper option, and if you don't have the paper option they can't check it. So I know most people are going to want digital things, but it's there in paper just in case I need it. And I'm pretty chuffed with my little folder. I was using my cute little cherry memo set. This was gifted along with lots of other matching cherry items, but I do use everything that you send to me, so thank you very much. But if you open this up, it's got the cutest little memo stickers. And these are the ones I was using. So they're sticky at this side, and I've turned them into tabs. So we've got red for airport, and then blue for like the holiday documents, such as Disney and Universal, and then anything red is to do with the airport. And then I'll probably use a different colour for any sort of insurance documents I might need to print. But yeah, this is a cute set, and that came in handy, but this is the sort of organisation I just love. You might have noticed these in the background on my desk. These are no good, we're going to be eating these ones. But this is what goes on behind the scenes. I have ordered so many of these cello bags in all different shapes and sizes to see which fits best for the chocolate bars to go out. So this one fits really, really well. This is the best size. However, these bigger ones don't fit in because they've got large, do you know, they stick up really far, the gummy eyeballs, and then these ones won't fit in this bag. So then I've got to order some different bags. So I do have 3 or 4 different sizes. I've just been playing around to see what looks best, because that's the curse of a perfectionist. Just got in from doing the food shop, and they have Home Bargains next door to Aldi, and Abby is having a Halloween themed sleepover next week. So I found this balloon arch. This was super cheap, about $4.99, and you get 40 pieces and a balloon pump. So that's like your balloons, and then you can get like spiders and stuff to stick on them. If you remember Kai's birthday from a couple of years ago, you'll have seen us doing a green one of these that filled the whole conservatory. I don't think this one is as big, but it does come with some themed bats and scream face balloons. And then we found these. I had to pick these up. I love them because they're 99p each, and they're little spider balls. So there's a little ball in the bottom there, and it's just a little spider. But I thought that was super cheap. Can't have your spiders without its web, so I picked up a spiderweb table topper. I think this was about $1.99 or $2.99. This is a small table though, so you can either have it on a small table with it overhanging, or our larger table, it will probably just sit like in the centre with these spiders on. Also picked up some bunting. This was 99p. Coffins that say Happy Halloween, and that is how big they are, and the gold is like a shiny gold on a black background. And then just a couple of sweets, chocolate eyeballs, gummy tub, goo heads, gummy body parts. I don't think we've quite got enough, like we've literally only got that, but we'll probably see what we can pick up before next weekend as well. Late start for me in the studio today. It's 10 AM. I've been at the dentist this morning since 8 AM. I'm there a lot at the minute because we're in the final stages of like getting ready for the new crowns. But I had toothache last night. Adam is struggling with a cold, so we went to bed, and I need to finish this cake today because they finish early on a Friday. So I have lots and lots of figures still to make. So let's see how far we can get. Thought I'd update you before I go home. This is how far I've got. I've still got to come back down later on tonight and finish it off because we are delivering it tomorrow. We have quite a few more figures and detail on. I'm just waiting for his shoes to set so they don't drop off. And as you can see, the bride and groom are currently headless. Well, everything else, all the actual figure work is done apart from their heads. So I'm going to come back down later on tonight after tea, finish the heads, and then it's a case of finishing the detail around the back. So the main parts are done, and then around the back, as you can see, it starts to get very empty. So I'm filling these spaces with more detail, countryside, and other details around Cartmel. Yeah, these are the changes from 10 AM, and I obviously had 3/4 of an hour for dinner, and this is how far I've got. I am back in the studio just making the heads for the headless bride and groom. And you've already had a little music montage seeing me work previously in the vlog. So I thought I would chat to you instead whilst I'm working on this little head. So this is the groom's head. I've already made the bride's. It's almost 7 PM. And I don't think I'll be here too much longer. I've got obviously all the scenery around the back to do. I do want to hop in the bath or the shower ready for delivery tomorrow. I have also still got my Caketober post to do. So if you have not heard of Caketober yet and you've somehow missed it over on Instagram, it is a prompt list with a word for every day, and you just post an image relating to that prompt. It's just to give people ideas of what to post. They can be like active on social media every day, gain a few more followers from other people who are playing along. I think very aptly today's word is model. So there's a lot of people posting what models they've made or what they're proud of. But I've yet to post mine. I usually do mine in the evening, and then I go around the hashtag Caketober and the hashtag Caketober 2022 to share some of my faves to my stories and hopefully get a few more eyes on your accounts of the people playing along. But this is my little head so far. I have a beard to do, but I will usually do that once the head is on the body, so I know where the hair and everything's going to be. But it's not too late to still play along with Caketober if you want to. You don't have to post every day. You can miss as many as you like, and you can join in whenever you like. So it doesn't matter that we're like nearly halfway through now. You can just have a little play. Just head to Instagram, head to my account, and you'll see kind of what's going on over there. Right, but that's his head done. I'm just going to pop him on his body. And this is what they look like so far. I'm going to paint the little heads next and add their hair on and facial hair. It's 8:30 now and I am all finished. So now I will talk you through what's going on. So we obviously have the bride and groom up top here. I still haven't removed the pins yet because I want to make sure his shoes are really nice and dry. They've got one of their pet dogs there at the top. I absolutely love her dress. She kind of reminds me of Ariel at the moment, especially with her red hair. And then coming down, we've got where they're getting married, there's a fountain on the grounds. And Gemma said it reminds her of the scene from Beauty and the Beast where Belle is sat at the fountain and there's the sheep when she's reading. So this is what this whole scene is, except the fountain is from the venue, and obviously the sheep is from Beauty and the Beast and Chip and a little book down there. And I actually wrote on it chapter 3, if you know, you know. You have to be a mega Beauty and the Beast fan to kind of figure that one out. Then we have little Navi as well from the game Zelda, so there's lots of different little references. Moving on down is another scene from Cartmel. I've never been, I've never visited, so... but this bridge does come up a lot on pictures, and I decided to put Remy up here because in the film there is a bit where Remy ends up living under a bridge for a little bit, or they float down after being caught in one of the first scenes. So there is Remy with his spoon. He is super tiny. I'll put my finger here for reference, that's how small he is. Then coming down we have Cartmel Racecourse, so this is just the white barrier, and then we've kind of brought in a bit of the countryside and brought water down from from up here because their other pet dog loves swimming, and they also wanted me to get basketball in there as well, so that's where I put the basketball. So he's playing with a little ball in the water. Then we have another mini figure. This is Sebastian. He's a little bit bigger compared to my finger. We've got the boot from Wally. There's a Wally and Eve when they're looking for their plant. And little Baymax just peeping around the bush there. As for detail around the back, we have a Cartmel sign, more scenery. I'm not sure, but this could be like the church entrance to the grounds of the church, like the gates, and it's like got like a little cover over the top. So I just replicated that. Even if it's not the church where they're getting married, it is still in Cartmel, so it kind of counts. Moving up, I have put a little Mickey balloon in there because obviously they like Disney, so we had lots of sky to fill, so I thought, do you know what, I'll put a Mickey balloon in there, floating away. Yeah, and there's just like more trees, bushes and all things like that around the back. Well, I'm all done. I'm actually going to go live in the Cherry Brigade in a second. The Cherry Brigade is my online cake community. You can join for as little as £2, and I have a Facebook group, so I'm going to go live in there and show them all the sneak peeks of this before it goes out tomorrow, and they can ask me any questions that they may have about how I've made things. But after I've done that, I will take photos and go home, hopefully for a shower. Before I go for the night, I just wanted to give you an update on the wasp situation. This isn't my studio, I'm in the office next door to my studio, and there's a heck of a lot of wasps on the window bottom. And there's a couple on this side as well. This is an empty office, by the way, there's nobody working in here now. And they're also in the lights on the roof. Adam managed to find a wasp's nest just outside, on the outside of the building, so they've obviously been making their way in somehow. But yeah, there was a massive wasp nest. If I can find the picture that he's got, I will pop it on screen, but hopefully that's the last we see of them now. It is now Sunday. Sorry if you can hear the chocolate machine in the background, it can get a little bit noisy. But we delivered the cake yesterday morning, everything went fine, there was no traffic jams or anything. We delivered it to Cartmel Old Grammar, which was directly across from the racetrack, race course, whatever you want to call it. Literally walked out of the gate of the venue and you could see the race course in like the next field. So I unboxed it, popped it into place. The lady at the venue was super chuffed with it because obviously it had parts of her venue on there, so like the fountain from the top tier, she recognised that straight away, and she was, every time she looked she was like, oh, I recognise the characters and I recognise the bridge from Cartmel. So that was received really well, but I don't know what the bride and groom think yet, because obviously it was a complete surprise to them, so I don't know what they think yet. The venue was really lovely. I got Adam to film some of their table settings. I haven't even seen the footage, so I don't know if it's all wobbly. I told him to try and keep the camera steady, so give him a little thumbs up in the comments if you think he did a good job. But the table settings were super cute. They were nice and simple, really elegant. The flower guys were there putting the stems, there were fresh stems on the table, but I just loved the little pin, the like little pin badges for support dogs. I was like, oh my, I want one of those pins. What a nice, lovely idea for a favour. But then we got in and then came to the studio to start doing some of the rad slabs. So I have the Halloween ones to get out into the post. There's postal strikes coming, I want to get them there on time. Adam stayed and helped, so I was showing him how to pack a couple of orders. And today is now Sunday, so it's what I'm doing again. I'm back in the studio, trying to finish the last couple of slabs if I can today and try and get them all done. And then it's a case of dropping them off at the post office tomorrow to get them out. But last night we got round to watching Pinocchio quite late. This is the new Pinocchio on Disney Plus with Tom Hanks in it. Now, I'm not a big fan of the live action remakes. I can't even name one that I thought was really good. Pinocchio was average, I didn't hate it. And I think that's because I'm not really that attached to the original. I think if you're attached to the original,
then the live actions can ruin them, but I'm not attached to Pinocchio, so I didn't think it was actually too bad. But none of them are great, none of them are standout like, oh my god, I loved it. I think they just need to stop making them. But I'm going to be here for a while. I'm probably going to be here into late afternoonish. And then tonight is Disney outfit try-on day. So this is where we get all the clothes that we are planning to take to Disney, trying them on to make sure that they still fit after all this time. And then I'm going to start bundling them up and packing them. And I know it sounds really early to be packing. We've still got like 41 days to go yet. But we're not going to be wearing shorts in this weather. That's my chocolate machine telling me it's ready. We're not going to be wearing shorts now. It's cold outside. So I can start packing the shorts and t-shirts just to make sure we have absolutely everything. I like to be organised. So yeah, that's what's planned for this evening. Right, it's 4:30 now. I'm still not finished. I am going to have to come in tomorrow and finish off, but man, am I feeling it now. I've worked 7 days in a row. I'm knackered, but I just need to come in tomorrow and finish off. The spell books have given me a bit of drama. So these are the spell books, and you just be able to see like where the stitching used to be. I did the stitching in royal icing and it's just completely all fallen off. Like really, do you know when something dries and then it just slides off? It wasn't stuck to them at all, so I'm gonna have to redo these and pipe it in chocolate. So this is why I'm a bit behind sending these ones out. But I'm going to have to come back down tomorrow, make some more chocolate, pipe the stitches back on, and then I can send them out. But I'm going to sign the vlog off here. All I'm going to do is have a very small tidy up. I just can't wait to get home. I'm absolutely knackered. I'll edit this vlog, get it up, but I hope you have enjoyed watching and seeing all the behind the scenes of what I get up to. Join me again in another vlog, probably in a couple of weeks, so I will see you then.